If you think I look a hot mess, then you are judgmentally correct. This is what you look like when you have 3 kids under the age of 5, you don't sleep much, and you have a full-time job. But luckily, this is not another makeup tutorial because goodness, we've had enough of those. No, this is what to pack in your hospital bag, the South African version. When I was pregnant, I was looking for resources to tell me what to pack in my bag. Now, I know packing your bag is probably something very obvious, but if you're pregnant, you know that you've got a little bit of a mushy brain. And sorry to say, after birth, it doesn't really get better. Hopefully, this video will just be a short guide to help you to remember everything that you need to pack. I remember since I was small, I was expected to pack my own bags. And for the fear of forgetting something, I came up with a system. Perhaps a system can help you. What you do is you start packing your bag, starting with your feet and working your way up. The reason why I start at the feet is I prefer to pack my shoes in first. So without further ado, let's look at what to pack in your hospital bag, the South African version. The first thing that you're going to pack is a pair of slippers. Make sure that when you buy your slippers, you invest in the best quality that you can afford. This is because you are going to spend your life in your slippers. You are now going to live, breathe, and eat in your slippers. You're probably going to sleep in your slippers. And you're allowed to because you're a new mom. Then, regardless if it's winter or summer, pack yourself a pair of socks. It's happened to me where I was in theater and they gave me medicine which made my body temperature drop. I was really thankful that I packed the socks even though it was in the middle of summer. Let's get to the pajamas. I would recommend at least 3 pairs of pajamas. You might think, why so many? Because there's a lot of blood. And in this video, I'm going to say it a couple more times. The amount of blood that you think, it's a little bit more. So the chances are that you are probably going to mess up your pajamas a bit, and therefore it is better to have 2, 3, 4, even 5 sets if possible. Now, when it comes to what type of pajamas, think of something that has access to your breasts, because obviously your baby will drink on your breast, and also you would want some skin to skin contact. Therefore, something with buttons. I didn't like the buttons because every time I turned in my bed, the buttons would pop open, or something really loose and stretchy. I had a gown type of pajama that I could just pull down, and that way I also felt that I was still a bit covered. Because if you think of it, if you have a t-shirt or something, you have to pull it up and you sit with a lot of extra material here at the top, and yeah, it's just not very practical. The best idea is actually to get different types of pajamas so that you can see what works best for you. And don't get the expensive ones. Get cheaper pajamas because you are going to mess them up a little bit, and you should feel okay with that. And even if you get a gown type of pajama, make sure that you take pants with as well. Proper pajama pants will just give you a little bit more comfort and a little bit more protection. Also pack your gown. That way when people come to visit, then you have an extra layer of protection, especially if you're breastfeeding, then you can cover your baby, and obviously when you go to the bathroom and so on. You can decide whether or not to pack a nursing bra. Personally, I didn't use one. I think it's a very expensive thing to buy, and I think it's a little bit unnecessary. Maybe for later when you are out of hospital, but in hospital you really don't need one. If someone comes to visit, just put on your gown. Just remember, the nurses working there, they've seen boobies, so they've seen a lot worse than boobies. So I wouldn't suggest to pack one, but if you think that you will be more comfortable having a nursing bra, then that is your choice. Let's talk underwear. The best is obviously black, because we know that we are dealing with a lot of blood, and we all know how that goes. All right. Granny panties are excellent. I know if you're 22, you're like, I don't want to wear granny panties. Do this because it keeps the maternity pad in the right place. In the end, that's what you want to be. You want to be comfortable. So, black granny panties. Those are the best. When you're packing your towels, I would suggest to also pack two. This way, you make sure that you have a backup for in case one of them gets some blood on. When it comes to clothes, the last thing that you need to pack is clothes that you can go home with. You can also always wear the clothes that you came in with. It's not like anyone is going to keep tabs on you. When packing your vanity bag or your badkamer shakkie, make sure that you buy a good quality shower gel. Don't pack a bar of soap. It's not very practical. You get some nice shower gels that do not have any fragrances. I know Sanex has a 0% one, and you get a pure that is really nice. It's almost like a cream that you can wash your body with. It doesn't have a lot of foam and so on, and that way you can also reduce the chances of getting an infection. The next thing you pack is a scrunchie, but also pack a face cloth, because when you get out of theatre, the nurses are going to bathe you the first time, and it's just so much easier when you have a face cloth. So next you have to pack your toothbrush, toothpaste, shampoo, and your conditioner. And something very important, your roll-on, or like my husband calls it, your anti-hijack. That is because the hormones in your body make you smell quite bad. Let's talk about maternity pads. When you go to a private hospital, they will provide you with a couple of maternity pads, but it's important to take extra width. Make sure that it's long, nice, thick, fluffy maternity pads. You get a name brand that I can't remember that is very thin and small. They are not practical. Don't buy them. The thicker, the longer, the better. And if you can't find proper maternity pads, another thing that also works well is the Always Night pads. This is not an advertisement for them. They work very well, especially when you get home from hospital, when the initial blood flow is a lot less. Another tip is when you get out of the theatre to ask the nurse to give you one of the linen savers. Then you fold it so that it's nice, long and thin. Put that at the bottom of your panty and then put your maternity pad on top. It just provides a lot more protection and it makes sure that your underwear stays cleaner for a little bit longer. Then the next item will probably be in your baby's bag, but also pack yourself a packet of wet wipes, and when you go to the bathroom, take them with. You'll thank me later. Remember to pack your body cream, your floss, your hairbands, your comb or your brush, and your tweezers. Let's talk nipple cream. Do not use your money on expensive name brand nipple cream. Rather get yourself some lanolin that's 100% natural. I will put a link in the description of where you can find it online. Lanolin is a substance that they get from sheep's wool, and although it doesn't smell very nice, it has amazing properties. It helps for anything skin related, from cracked nipples to bum rashes, cuts, bruises. They put it in most creams anyways. It's a wonderful non-toxic substance, and even with that on your nipples, your baby can still breastfeed. The last thing that you can put in your badkamer shakkie is a plastic bag so that you can put your blood-soaked pajamas and underwear in there when you give it to your husband to go and wash. A few extras that you can also pack in your bag is something like a diary and a pen. If you can and you have the time, make a few notes. It is amazing how quickly you forget what happens in hospital. Your cell phone charger, very important obviously. The last thing is pack yourself a few snacks. Yes, they are going to feed you in the hospital, but it's always nice to have a little bit of chocolate on hand. Now you may ask me, why didn't you mention any makeup? Why would you want to do makeup? Who's going to care what you look like in hospital? Rather spend 15 minutes holding your baby. Did you know it's only 12 to 15 weeks that your baby is a newborn? then it's gone forever. So take every single minute that you possibly can to hold your baby. It goes by so fast. There's a reason for the cliche, time goes by too quickly, because it really does. For all your pudding brain mommies out there, I hope this video has helped you to remember all the things that you need to pack in your hospital bag. I will also list the things in the description, and that way you have a little tick off list that you can use. Good luck, and may Abba bless you, your baby and your family tremendously. This is a wonderful time in your life, and mommy, you're doing an excellent job. And it does smell a little bit, I must admit. You are going to smell a little bit like a sheep. Bah. But you're having a bah. But the nice thing is that but you're all going to have a bah. Okay, stop it. If you go to a private hospital for your birth, then they might give you a bag with some samples in it, but it's not always the case. If you're lucky enough to get those samples, then good on you. Ek weet nie wat ek daar was sê. And although you will probably pack some wet wipes in your baby's bag, also pack yourself a packet of wet wipes. That's a whole pack. Although the next item will probably be in your baby's bag, also put a packet of